that we once again address the blue-hatted elephant in the room. What was the elephant in the room? But now, well, I was going to do this in French, but let's just do it in English. I am truly sorry for wearing a Dodgers hat. No excuses, but there were two reasons for wearing it. First, our host that night, and those who haven't watched CTV News, this is important. First, our host that night was the owner of the Dodgers, and I believed it was a polite thing to do. And as Canadians, you would support that. Second, hang on. Second, the 900,000-watt floodlights shining down on an ever-increasing bald spot. And given that level of scrutiny, I think I'd even worn a Yankees hat. Okay, maybe not a Yankees hat, but you get the dilemma, right? And as for my wife, well, she lived in Toronto for years and has deep affection for this city. So much so that many people around the world still believe that she is, in fact, Canadian. So I think hopefully you can forgive her, as a native Californian, for her Dodgers loyalty, even if just for one evening. But truthfully, and jokes aside, this city will always mean a great deal to me. You provided me a wife.
In a scene that radiated compassion, respect and unity, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, arrived at Toronto's Liberty Grand for the True Patriot Love Foundation's National Tribute Dinner, a night that celebrated Canada's most selfless heroes. Over 500 guests filled the grand ballroom, their hearts glowing with pride and gratitude for the men and women who served the nation with courage beyond measure. The evening shimmered with warmth and reverence, as business leaders, dignitaries, philanthropists, and veterans joined hands to honour those who stand guard for peace, freedom, and humanity. As Prince Harry walked into the hall, conversations hushed and eyes turned. His presence, calm yet magnetic, reminded everyone of his lifelong connection to military service and his unwavering advocacy for veterans around the world. There was no royal fanfare, just heartfelt respect. Harry greeted soldiers, widows and families with genuine warmth, his smile carrying a message deeper than any speech. That service is the greatest honour a human being can give. The True Patriot. Love Foundation's National Tribute Dinner is more than a gala. It is a sacred night in Canada's calendar. It symbolises gratitude, healing and hope for military families who often carry unseen burdens. And this year, with Prince Harry at the head table, the symbolism reached a new height. A royal veteran standing shoulder to shoulder with those who continue to serve reminded everyone of the unbreakable bond between soldiers across borders. Prince Harry's journey with the military is not one written from privilege, but from purpose. Having served for 10 years in the British Armed Forces, including 2 tours in Afghanistan, he understands firsthand what sacrifice means. That understanding makes his connection to Canadian veterans even more heartfelt. At the dinner, he spoke softly with wounded veterans, listened to their stories, and applauded their resilience. One veteran, visibly moved, said afterward, "It's not every day that a prince listens to you like an old friend. He spoke to me as a fellow soldier, not as a royal. That means everything." Those who have followed Harry's life know this side of him well: the soldier, the brother in arms, the humanitarian. His passion for supporting military families led him to create the Invictus Games, a global sporting event that celebrates wounded service members. The very first Invictus Games were held in Toronto in 2017, a moment that began a lifelong friendship between the Duke and the Canadian Armed Forces community. His return to Toronto for this event felt like a homecoming, a circle completed with love and purpose. The Liberty Grand was dressed in splendour that evening. Flags of Canada lined the grand staircase, and photographs of service members, past and present, adorned the walls. Tables glittered with candles, while the sound of live strings played softly in the background. Yet beneath the glamour, there was something deeper: emotion, remembrance, and pride. As the evening began, the Master of Ceremonies invited guests to stand for the national anthem. When the first notes of O Canada filled the air, Prince Harry stood tall, his gaze fixed forward, embodying deep respect for the nation that has shown him such kindness and friendship. Throughout the evening, inspiring stories filled the room, stories of bravery, of families who endured years of separation, of veterans who rebuilt their lives through resilience and hope. The audience was moved to tears as children of fallen soldiers spoke about their parents' legacy and the support they received from true patriot love. Prince Harry, sitting at the head table, was visibly touched. He applauded every speaker with heartfelt sincerity, often rising to shake their hands. His empathy radiated. It wasn't just the Duke of Sussex who was present, but the soldier who once wore the uniform, stood in dusty battlefields, and shared laughter and loss with comrades who became brothers. The True Patriot Love Foundation has been a cornerstone of Canada's military support network since 2009. It funds programs that help veterans transition to civilian life, supports families dealing with the challenges of deployment, and advocates for mental health initiatives for those who have served. This year's National Tribute Dinner celebrated not only the courage of soldiers, but also the compassion of communities that stand behind them. Every speech, every tribute, every tear shed was a reminder that freedom comes at a price, and gratitude must be lived, not just spoken. When Prince Harry addressed the gathering briefly near the close of the evening, his words were filled with humility and grace. "It is truly an honour to be among heroes," he said. "Whether in Canada, the UK, or anywhere in the world, service members and their families share a sacred bond of duty, of courage, and of love. True patriot love stands as a beacon of that spirit, ensuring that no one who serves is ever forgotten once the uniform comes off." His voice carried a quiet power that silenced the hall. Many guests later said it was not just what he said, but the sincerity behind it that moved them. Prince Harry's attendance wasn't about glamour, it was about solidarity. Every handshake, every conversation was a reflection of who he is at his core, a man shaped by empathy, experience, and an unshakable sense of purpose. Veterans, dignitaries, and young attendees alike were struck by his humility. A business leader present at the dinner shared, "He didn't act like a celebrity. He acted like someone who understood. He didn't make the night about him. He made it about them." For many in Canada, the Duke of Sussex represents something beautiful, a bridge between nations, between military and civilian life, between remembrance and renewal. His advocacy transcends borders, echoing a shared humanity that connects the soldier in Toronto with the one in London, Nairobi, or Kabul. Canada and Prince Harry share a deep connection rooted in values, kindness, respect, and service. His time in Toronto during the 2017 Invictus Games left a lasting mark on Canadians who saw in him not just royalty, but a kindred soul. Since then, every visit has been filled with warmth and appreciation. At the National Tribute Dinner, that love was palpable. Guests lined up to shake his hand, not out of protocol, but gratitude. A retired officer's wife told reporters, "When he looks at you, it's like he truly sees you. That's rare. That's what makes him special." As the night progressed, moments of laughter and tenderness filled the hall. Veterans joked with the Duke about military food and boot camp memories. Young cadets shyly asked for photos. Harry obliged with ease, his laughter infectious, his eyes bright with joy. He was not just attending an event, he was part of it. The dinner's theme, service, sacrifice, and solidarity, resonated through every word spoken and every toast raised. Videos projected on screens told stories of Canadian soldiers rebuilding lives, of spouses finding strength, of communities uniting in compassion. Prince Harry listened intently, often nodding, sometimes smiling, sometimes visibly moved. He knows those stories too well, the silent struggles after the battlefield, the invisible scars of service. His empathy was real, and so was his commitment to making a difference. As the night drew to a close, the crowd rose in a standing ovation for the veterans, for their families, and for those who continue to serve with unwavering devotion. The Duke joined the applause, his hands coming together with heartfelt vigour. Before leaving, he personally thanked the organisers of True Patriot Love Foundation for their tireless work. Cameras captured the moment as he embraced a group of veterans, laughter mixing with emotion. It wasn't a staged photo. It was a genuine connection between brothers and sisters in arms. When the final lights dimmed and the guests began to depart, there was a shared sense that something extraordinary had taken place. The night was not just a dinner. It was a renewal of collective gratitude. Prince Harry's presence added warmth and dignity to an event already steeped in meaning. Many attendees described the evening as magical. Others called it healing. For Canada's military community, it was a moment of recognition and respect. For Prince Harry, it was a reaffirmation of his lifelong belief that service is love in action. Outside the Liberty Grand, cool November air filled the Toronto night. The Duke paused for a moment to wave to well-wishers gathered beyond the gates. Veterans saluted him, and he returned the gesture with heartfelt respect, soldier to soldier, human to human. That gesture summed up the entire evening: humility, respect, and unity. Prince Harry's participation in the True Patriot Love National Tribute Dinner will be remembered as a powerful symbol of gratitude, not just from a prince to a people, but from one servant of duty to another. Long after the applause faded, the message remained clear. The measure of greatness is not in titles or crowns, but in compassion, service, and integrity. Prince Harry exemplified that truth in every step, every word, every embrace that night. Canada's military community, from veterans to the youngest cadets, felt seen, valued, and celebrated. The True Patriot Love Foundation, through this grand evening, reminded the nation that honouring those who protect us is not a once-a-year ritual, but a daily responsibility of gratitude. Prince Harry's heart for veterans and his unwavering support continue to inspire across borders. He carries with him not just royal grace, but the spirit of a soldier who knows what it means to serve, to lose, to hope, and to heal. In the hearts of those who attended, his presence was not just royal, it was radiant, a light of compassion that illuminated the best of both Britain and Canada: honour, love, and humanity. And as the night came to a gentle close, one message echoed softly through the halls of Liberty Grand: True patriot love, in all thy sons command. And that love, embodied by Prince Harry, will forever remain one of Canada's most cherished memories.
The submission itself sounds nice. And to my amazing and peculiar Sussex family, thank you all for watching our videos and tuning in to Daily Diaries Friday's update. Keep it light, keep it there, and see you next time in our next episode. Bye bye. May you have a good day and a good time. Keep shining. Bye bye.